Ayman, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, again, from the outside in at least, this seems like we're sort of back at square one. We have the same men, in this case, one man coming into power who, again, is very much part of that old system.
We are back at square one. Over the last year, in spite of the demonstrations, in spite of the grievances that the Lebanese people have expressed at many occasions, whether in October last year, throughout also the cabinet of caretaker Prime Minister Hassan Diab, and after the Beirut explosion on August 4, a very important dynamic took place. On the one hand, the general discourse of the protesters aiming for better governance, calling for the end of corruption, has become a mainstream discourse. It's no longer only limited to the fringes of Lebanese protesters coming from progressive urban circles. It's become a nationwide discourse. It's become an international discourse. However, that discourse always and consistently failed to translate itself into a political proposal that represented a credible alternative for the Lebanese public, but also for the international partners of Lebanon. So we see we're back to a situation of dichotomy between, on the one hand, a general approval that things cannot continue as usual, at the same time, a complete failure to translate this situation into a political alternative. And this was the ideal scenario for the traditional political class to recollect its powers, to recollect its old ways of doing politics, and bring Saad al-Hariri back. And it was also a signal that back in 2009 and early 2020, it was not possible to only push for the resignation of the Prime Minister while the Speaker of the Parliament and the President of the Republic remain in place. We cannot fight a political system, the sectarian political system, by only targeting one position. Right. Probably now is the time to rethink what we did over the last year and understand the limitations of only targeting one position while two other very traditional representatives of that system are still in place with no plan to be replaced in any foreseeable future.